welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a really fascinating platform called Xorvelis. If you've ever been curious about how cryptocurrency actually works under the hood, but you felt totally overwhelmed by all the technical jargon, well, you are in exactly the right place. I want you to think of Xorvelis not as an exchange or some intense trading platform, but as a digital laboratory. It's a highly structured environment where learning actually meets practice, but totally minus the usual Wild West chaos of the crypto space.
Because it really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? Or, well, maybe the Bitcoin question. How do you learn crypto without risking your own money? It's a hugely relatable problem for so many of us. The barrier to entry for cryptocurrency is notoriously high. You've got complex wallets, those intimidating private keys, unpredictable gas fees, and let's be honest, a very real fear of getting scammed. Because of all that, a lot of people just stay on the sidelines. They read about blockchain technology, sure, but they never actually experience how a real transaction works.
And that is exactly why this platform was built. Introducing Xorvelis. I really want us to lean into this sandbox metaphor because it perfectly captures the whole vibe here. In software development, a sandbox is a safe, contained environment where you can test things out, experiment, and literally break things without crashing the main system. Xorvelis just takes that concept and applies it to practical blockchain education. It gives you this totally risk-free space to interact with real crypto mechanics, just completely removing the financial anxiety from the equation.
Okay, let's take a quick look at our roadmap for today. We're going to cover the crypto sandbox solution, then demystify crypto faucets, walk through the 4 steps to claiming, explore reward system types, and wrap up with the micro-reward economy.
All right, diving right into Section 1, the crypto sandbox solution, where learning meets practice. Just to give you an idea of the sheer scale of this educational hub, Xorvelis actually hosts over 10,000 monthly learners. That is literally the size of a small university. And all these people are actively exploring these systems, navigating basic wallets, and completing microtransactions in a really guided educational setting every single month.
And within their directory, there are over 50 verified reward system examples available for you to study. They basically provide a curated list of functioning, real-world examples so you can see exactly how they're structured, how they're funded, and how they distribute assets. It honestly saves you hours of vetting sketchy links on your own.
And this brilliantly illustrates the platform's core focus, a 4.6 out of 5 learning clarity score. This metric totally cements its value as an educational tool. Users aren't rating how much money they made, because again, this is all about micro-rewards for education. Instead, they are rating how clearly the platform helped them understand complex crypto concepts, things like seed phrases, private keys, and transaction confirmations. Moving right along to Section 2, demystifying crypto faucets. What exactly are they?
Now, you likely already know what a crypto faucet is, but let's look at how Xorvelis actually repurposes them. In this context, they are systems distributing small crypto rewards specifically to help beginners safely understand wallets and basic blockchain transactions. So no, you aren't going to buy a Lamborghini here. These are legitimate micro-reward educational tools. Just like a leaky faucet drips tiny drops of water, a crypto faucet just drips tiny fractions of a digital asset.
Just to ground this in our present reality, Xorvelis tracks the live ecosystem prices of the networks these faucets operate on. As of this 2026 snapshot, we're seeing Bitcoin trading at $62,526, Ethereum at $1,661, and Solana at $69.04. So when you interact with a faucet here, you are receiving literal fractions of a cent of these exact real-world assets. So yeah, definitely don't quit your day job, but do appreciate the tangible, real-world nature of the experiment.
Okay, Section 3, 4 steps to claiming. Let's look at the methodology.
I want to slow the pace down for a second here because this is where the theory actually turns into practice. The methodology is incredibly straightforward, but every single step is designed to teach a fundamental concept. Step 1 is creating a wallet account. The platform guides you to set up micro-wallets like Faucet Pay or C-Wallet, which teaches you how to generate and prepare wallet addresses. Step 2, you choose a faucet from their verified directory. Step 3 is completing the claim. This usually involves solving a CAPTCHA, which is a practical way to learn why faucets need these mechanisms to protect against automated bots. And finally, step 4, wait and repeat. You follow the system's timer, check your micro-reward, and explore another platform. It's just a perfect, contained loop of basic blockchain interaction.
Which brings us to Section 4, exploring reward system types, or the taxonomy of rewards.
Now, what's really interesting is that once you understand that basic loop, you can start testing variables.
Notice the vast difference in time intervals and mechanics mapped out here. Look at the manual faucets like CoinTiply. They might have a 14-40-minute interval, which is essentially a daily claim. But then contrast that with an auto faucet like Fire Faucet running every 30 minutes, or a multi-coin faucet like Only Faucet with a rapid-fire 10-second interval. No way, right? They even index crypto games in mining simulators like Mining Blocks, which use daily quests or hourly claims. By categorizing all these, learners can really study the specific distribution mechanics of high-frequency versus low-frequency reward models. And we can also view this whole landscape by network. Out of all the indexed categories, Bitcoin absolutely dominates with 312 faucet listings. But it's definitely not alone. Tether has 201, Ethereum has 178, and classic altcoins like Litecoin and Dogecoin have really robust showings as well. This is awesome because it allows a learner to practice receiving transactions across totally different blockchain networks, all from one single directory.
Finally, Section 5, the micro-reward economy and sustaining the system.
So you might be wondering, how does this entire ecosystem actually remain sustainable? Well, it all comes down to strict monitoring and ecosystem health. Because the crypto space moves incredibly fast, Xorvelis really emphasizes safety and clarity through continuous content updates and regular, rigorous audits. For instance, their latest audit was performed on June 23, 2026. This ensures that the 52 faucets currently online in their directory are verified, functional, and most importantly, actually paying out. They check the uptime, they filter out the scams, and they make sure those reward loops are actively funded.
Let's pull all this together with their core mission statement. Xorvelis is a faucet sandbox that helps you clarify crypto reward systems in simple terms while exploring real faucet examples. I think this beautifully summarizes why treating crypto like a science lab is simply the safest, most effective way to learn. Think about it. You don't learn chemistry by just reading a textbook, right? You put on safety goggles and you actually mix the compounds. Xorvelis is essentially providing those safety goggles for the blockchain.
I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. We know the biggest barriers to crypto adoption are a lack of education and a fear of risk. So as this micro-reward economy continues to expand, how will sandbox-style learning reshape the future of digital asset adoption? Imagine if the next million users learn to use a wallet not by risking their life savings, but by claiming tiny educational test drops in a safe sandbox. That literally changes the entire landscape of digital adoption. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Now it's time for you to go start your own safe blockchain experiments and see these mechanics for yourself.